you stay till the morning light? Or would you follow me? Or would you let it be? If I leave tonight, we could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Or would you stay with me now?
Plan today was to go finish painting the exterior of the house. It was a little rainy this morning. And I'm like, well, if it's just drizzling, I can work on the house. Well, it started downpouring. So I was like, well, babe, why don't you go outside, get the extra planks we have for our bedroom, and we'll try to just, for now, repair the floors and everything that are all messed up. So we went and tried to repair the floors. Yeah, this is what happened. Well, my second thought was like, okay, fine, whatever. Really didn't want to financially replace these floors yet because we've just been doing so many other projects. But I'm like, it might just be worth ripping them up and replacing them. The floors in the rest of the house aren't even available anymore. So, yeah. Next thought is we're going to rip all the floors up because the floors underneath need to get cleaned and dealt with because it was a water issue from our AC unit that started this issue. And then I might try painting the concrete floors because I really don't want a laminate that doesn't match the other flooring. And I really don't want carpet in this room because this room goes outside. Plus, if we ever have water from the AC unit, which I don't think we will. We got that all repaired and everything. So yeah, today's what's going on was definitely not planned, but here we are ripping up the floors in the bedroom. This is going to be fun.
Throw your stuff away before you make up your mind that I'm nowhere to find. I'm standing right here. I know that I told you we're over.
So if you actually follow us on our family vlog channel, you would have seen a lot of this unfold already. So we started just by ripping everything up. This was a really good thing just for the pure fact of getting the underfloors cleaned and everything. We also noticed that there was a little bit of a smell in this room just because if you've ever had water under laminate, you know it's pretty much impossible to get it dry, and that just builds up mildew and stuff like that. So getting this all up, we ended up living with these cement floors for a couple of days. And in that time, it allowed us to clean them really well as letting it dry. Also, look at all this hair behind that one piece of furniture. Oh, the dog hair in this house is ridiculous. That is why I love my robot vacuum so much. But even with a robot vacuum, there is still always dog hair. But yeah, just started out by ripping up all the floors. Luckily, this was actually garbage day, and the garbage men had not come yet. So we were able to get all these floors ripped up before they came, and all of this to the curb and out of the house immediately, which was really nice.
Tonight we could do this right. We'll find the remedy.
Oh, and yeah, like I was saying on our family vlog channel, so we did end up finding flooring that was practically identical to the floors we have in the rest of the house. When I was trying to figure this out, my mom actually mentioned, she's like, why don't you go to the store and see if maybe they have any in stock? we have a floor and decor not too far from us, luckily. When we first moved in down here, the only one we had was like 45 minutes to an hour away. But about a year ago, they put one in right in Daytona by the Tanger outlet. And so I went there. They didn't have any of our floors in stock, but as I was walking around, I saw this one flooring, and I'm like, man, that looks almost identical to what we have. I ended up seeing if they had any in stock. They did not. And once again, my mom had a good idea because I was going to buy just a couple planks, bring it home, and see how close it was to what we had. Didn't have any in stock. And my mom's like, well, you have extra floors. Why don't you bring a couple pieces of your floors to the store and see how close it matches? And when I tell you it was practically identical, it was practically identical. Like, other than, so if you're into knitting or crocheting, you'll understand this, the dye lot looking different. So like if you had yarn, bought the exact same yarn a year later, you know how it could slightly be off because of dye lot. That's pretty much what this looked like. But that also was a product that was being discontinued. So I ended up going and driving all the way to, I can't remember where it is. West Palm Beach, which is about a 3-hour drive for us because that was the closest place that had this discontinued floor in stock. If I didn't go there, the next option was going to be near Tampa, which was like 4-hour drive, but it was still so worth it. It looks so good now. I love that it flows with the rest of the house. But before doing any of that, with these floors being completely up, you can see they used to have carpet on this floor. That's what all of this like glue and I think this is like the underlayment padding for when they had carpet and everything. So I went around the entire floor, vacuumed it thoroughly, also making sure to get any hard cement that might have been raised up, scraped up, any of the glue and extra stuff scraped up. This is also when I still wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get floors, if I was just going to say, whatever, let's just paint the concrete, whatever it was. So I was trying to get this floor as like clean and pristine as possible. But this was definitely back-breaking work. It took me all day. Like I said, luckily it was like a rainy, gloomy day. We weren't doing anything else on this day except this. Except making sure these floors were all good. And I ended up washing these floors about 3 times just to make sure that they were as clean as possible, but also any residue of mildew or anything was all cleaned up. I will say though, this is probably the most satisfying part of this entire thing. This rug was so dirty, so much more dirty than I had even realized, but I will highly, highly recommend if you have a pressure washer and big rugs like this, this is the perfect time of year. Weather's getting nicer. Take your rugs outside and pressure wash it. I started with one of the nozzles, and you can do this, but my husband had the brilliant idea of using the cement cleaning nozzle, which is a round piece that connects to it. That works so much better. That attachment, I want to say, was like $30 when we bought it, so it really wasn't that expensive. I want to now do this to all the rugs in my house. The great thing about cleaning your rugs like this is you're not adding any soap or anything. This is purely getting cleaned with water, which makes it so that you prevent a lot of this buildup in the future. One thing when it comes to shampooing carpets and everything is if you don't make sure to get all the soap and everything out of the carpeting, it will actually attract more dirt in the long run. So going out here and being able to do this with just water, got it super clean. Like I said, I was in utter shock at how dirty this actually was. You guys know how it is. If you have rugs in your house or carpet in your house, these get slowly dirty and you don't even realize how dirty they are till you actually take the time to thoroughly clean it. And yeah, this was basically like getting a brand new rug by the end of it. So I made sure, as you saw in the beginning, vacuum it really, really well, all directions. And then I went in with this and cleaned it in one direction, and now you're seeing me cleaning in the opposite direction. And then you can either take like a scraper to pull out as much of the water as possible, or if you do have a carpet shampooer, use that to extract as much of it as possible. We've been dealing with like 90-degree weather here, so I knew if I just scraped it and then pretty much just left it out on the driveway, this was going to dry pretty quickly. So that's what I did. I did not have a really good scraper, so we are improvising and just using the top of one of my storage lids. All right, gotta get a load of laundry done because I am running out of clothes to wear. So I'm just gonna quickly throw this in. That way I have it done right away. But I do want to take a second to thank Earth Breeze for sponsoring today's video. I just recently started trying Earth Breeze and I was super intrigued by their whole concept. I ended up getting their fresh scent as well as their fragrance free for the kids and everything. But one of the big things that caught my eye is the idea that it's just a sheet. So when teaching the kids how to do their own laundry, it's a lot easier to tell them to grab a sheet and toss it in the laundry than having to measure out laundry detergent. I also love the fact that their detergent sheets are free of harsh chemicals like dyes, phosphates, parabens, preservatives, all of those things that not only do I not want to have myself exposed to, but especially my kids. Lately, it definitely feels like everything I buy in the house is packed full of chemicals. And laundry detergent is one of the worst culprits. So many different brands out there use harsh chemicals that can irritate your skin and even cause some health risks. And that's honestly one of the biggest reasons I switched to Earth Breeze. This product truly shows that you don't need all those harsh chemicals and everything to get the tough stains out of your clothes. And it still has that great fresh scent that I love about fresh laundry. I love that they are backed by a 100% money back guarantee, so you can basically try this risk-free. And right now is a great time to try Earth Breeze for yourself because you're gonna get 40% off with subscription using my link down below. So yesterday was a long day of putting in the floors. Bobby literally worked on this from morning till night, but it looks so good. So today I just gotta clean it all up. Rug is all cleaned and everything, so that's gonna come back in here. And then I'm also gonna go shopping. I think this is the color I want to do on the walls and everything. So it's definitely gonna be a much moodier look and whatnot. And I think it still looks really good with the fireplace. So I think that is what we are going with. Hello. On the walls, you can see it just kind of has a different tone depending where it is, but it kind of goes well with everything. The color is Herb Garland, Garland, and that is a Valspar color. I think that's going to be really pretty in here. But I am going to show you the little bit of footage I did get from us putting in these floors from yesterday. I will tell you, it was a bit of a learning.
Do you ever feel you don't get out what you're putting in? All your hopes and efforts are all in vain.
So we have never put in floors before. This was our first try. When we first moved into this house, we knew we were replacing all the floors in the house, and honestly was a bit nervous about doing it ourselves because we had never done it before. So that was one of the few projects that we did hire someone to do for us. But we wanted to give it a try in this room. We tried to take the easy way out to start because there was a gap under our baseboards. So we're like, okay, maybe we don't have to take the baseboards out to do this. After the first 2 rows, we quickly realized that is not an option. So I went around and carefully removed all the baseboards. I really did not want to ruin any of these baseboards since we did have them all perfectly cut for these walls. And we only did a couple at a time, and we marked them so that we could put them right back on the walls. That's why you see me numbering them. That way, once we had the floors in, we could put them back up and everything. But I really wanted to go for a moodier, more cozy look in this room. When I first did this room, well, I guess I shouldn't say first. When I did this room when I was pregnant last year, at first I was afraid to go with a darker color. I'm like, I really like light and bright, and I don't want this room to feel dark or anything. And I wish I just would have went dark right away. And you guys know me. When I am doing something, I am the type of person nowadays that if I don't love it, I am not afraid of changing it. So these floors being changed gave me the motivation to be like, you know what, let's just do it. Let's go in, change the paint color and everything, and really give this room what we wanted. This did take a good bit of time though. I spent probably about a week and a half doing this room, from ripping up the floors all the way to getting it completely done, because this was also in between us also working outside on the front of the house and doing that whole makeover and everything, which is why you often see a lot of the same clothes as I was wearing doing that, because I would spend the mornings before it was like too hot outside working on the front of the house, and then later in the evenings coming inside and working on the bedroom and getting this back to normal. Oh, I'm also going to be doing a little DIY on these lamps. I love the look of these lamps, but they are not very practical when it comes to having pets, because they just collect all the dog hair and are very difficult to actually get clean. Like, it is such a headache to get them clean. So later on, you're going to see a little DIY when it comes to that as well. Bobby at this point was at a doctor's appointment, but I really was trying to get this room semi back in order. Because of this taking a couple days to do it, I was trying to like do stuff and just have the room feel as cozy and comfortable as possible when we weren't working on it. I am someone that I can get very overstimulated and my room is like my safe place. This is where I go to relax, to really unwind if I need just some quiet time, because I'm definitely someone that just needs some time to unwind from the pets, the kids, everything. If you are neurodivergent, you get it. You understand the idea of being overstimulated. So keeping my room as put together as physically possible is one of the best ways for me to maintain my mental health when I am just feeling extremely overwhelmed.
I've been dreaming so much lately about your face when you're smiling. It's the only thing that saves me. Hey, I don't know if I told you that I think you're beautiful, and how I can't wait to hold you. Yeah, you pull me up when I'm falling down, and I don't know.
So this was a great time to take advantage and wash my curtains as well, especially the ones on this window. Bailey sleeps on this side of the bed and will often lean up against these curtains so they get full of dog hair and everything. But I had also never gone in and filled these holes from the old blinds, so I was actually going to take advantage and do that. It's funny how there are still some things that you're like, oh, I'm going to get to it, but you just put it off. I am definitely one of those people, and I was taking advantage of doing this project and trying to get all those little things just checked off my to-do list, because I had all of these, just even on this wall. When we first moved in, we had a just little antenna system that we used, and Bobby had clipped the wire up on the top, and when we switched to a attic type antenna, we ended up not needing that wire anymore. We ran it through the wall and everything, and I once again just had never filled those holes. So we are taking advantage of filling those holes and going around and just dusting everything as good as possible before paint. I did put a couple swatches of paint on the walls the day before just because I wanted to see this color dry. You will notice this goes on much brighter than it actually dries. So that is why I was like testing it, because the swatch I got, I really love the color. And then when I saw it in the gallon jug, I'm like, okay, this is a little scary. So I put a section of paint on each wall in the room. That way, as the day went on, I could see the colors dried, but I could also see it in the different lights. It's funny how much paint can change just depending on what wall it was on. And knowing that I was putting this on every wall, I really wanted to make sure I was okay with it. I am also someone, it doesn't matter like how long I've been decorating and doing this stuff, I always second guess myself, which I wish I would learn that I need to trust my instincts more, because anything I've ever done, I am almost always happy with it. Even the first time I did this bedroom, even though I felt like something was missing and I wish I would have gone darker, I still loved the way it turned out. And same here. I was second guessing it, especially this first coat. It was definitely, like I said, very bright. I was wondering if I was making a huge mistake. I was also trying to decide, like, was I going to do the doors and everything? I ended up not doing the doors. Bobby was a little like hesitant about the doors being painted. I'm like, okay, well, I will start with just doing the trim around the doors plus all of this. I don't know if it's called board and batten, or I'm not really sure what it's called, this detail on the walls that I put on, but I was just going to start with this and kind of make the decision. And I would love your guys' input. I don't mind the doors staying white, but I'm also like, okay, does it look unfinished? So at the end, you'll see all of this come together, and I would love your input. Like, should I paint the doors and have the doors green as well? Does it not bother you having the white doors? Because my other thought is, like, if someone in the future, or if I in the future want to change this, it's kind of nice to not have to repaint the doors. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this all out, but I do absolutely love the way this green turned out. And actually, if you saw my video yesterday on our family vlog, you would have gotten a little bit of a sneak peek of how this looks once it is all dry. And like I said earlier, you would have also seen more of the like behind the scenes, my 6 hours of driving to West Palm Beach and everything to get these floors and everything. That definitely is my channel that shows a lot more of the real life behind the scenes. I do try and let you guys know, like, the real deal. When you're watching these videos, it can look so simple and easy with it all edited together, but there is always so much more that goes into these projects than it seems in just one video. Even like this painting, this ended up taking a long time to get all of this painted and everything. And this is sped up 16 times. So always keep that in mind. I wish painting could go this quickly, but it is definitely something that you have to take your time with. Definitely needed to end up doing 2 coats. I find with darker paints especially, getting that second coat on is so important to have a very crisp, clean paint job. So never skip out on that second coat. the nice thing is the second coats are so much easier. They're always go on much quicker, use a lot less paint the second time around, and like I said, it just really gives it that fresh, clean paint look once you get that second just simple thin coat on it.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart stops beating when my headlights shining on her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing with me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She can let her hair down, but got her feet on the ground. I can't get enough of her.
You can see Freya was also in and out. Bobby was helping a lot with the kids, but he's also been working on some projects of his own. So I ended up bringing Athena in the room with me. Athena has gotten to the point where she is getting more and more mobile. And with that, she likes to be on the floor as much as possible because she will move around and everything. And I have to say, I found it so funny watching this clip back and just seeing her like little scooch she does to move around. She's not quite at that crawling phase yet, but she's definitely moving. She's definitely moving. She's definitely on the go. And she definitely loves playing with all the things she's not supposed to. I had walked out of this room for not even 2 minutes. What was I doing? I had to go grab something for Freya. I think she wanted me to fill her cup. And I had put this paint over onto the fireplace, and I had walked back in just in time because this little girl had scooched her way all the way to the paint and was almost about to pull it down on herself. So she's definitely gotten to that point where I have to keep a very, very close eye on her.
All right. Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. Ah. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country.
I feel like paint is one of the best ways also to freshen up your space. If you're ever feeling just like down or dreary, now paint nowadays is a lot more expensive than it used to be, but it is still one of the most affordable things you can do to really update your space. Not only is it a great update when it comes to just the look of your space, but I also just feel like a room feels fresh and clean after a good coat of paint. I do a lot of my painting without taping off. You'll notice that I taped off the floors just because it made it a lot easier. But often when I am working around different walls or ceilings, I like to just do it by hand. We have very textured walls in this house. Like, the texture is a heavy texture. When we first moved in, I tried to knock that texture down, but it would have been so much work to completely eliminate the textured walls that it just really wasn't an option. So I also find that cutting in by hand actually usually gets a much crisper line, because getting a tape on there and actually not having bleed through is next to impossible. I have tried the different tricks of using like the paint that's underneath it as like a barrier. So basically you would put the tape on, use the colored paint that is on the wall or ceiling that you don't want to get the paint on, and then go in with your new color, and that's supposed to help. And it does help to a point. I did that in the boys' room when I first redid their room, when we first moved down here, and I did like some abstract wall art on their walls, and it helped, but even that wasn't perfect. And I just find that it's so much less frustrating to just cut in. So I try to do as much of it just cutting in by hand as possible. And then, like I said, on the easy areas, like the floors are super easy to put the tape down. They adhere really well, so there's not really any bleed through. So I go back and forth with where I tape off and where I really just cut in by hand.
We've been fighting forever, gone over this 1,000 times before.
To DIY this lamp. I loved these lamps when I bought them, but getting up close, they collect so much dog hair and they're next to impossible to clean. And I love the shape and I love the size. So we're gonna try and transform this for $0, just using stuff I already have in the house.
Baby, it's now or never. Gotta leave this town and I know what you're asking for. You say it's out of my reach, but I can't pretend no more. 'Cause for as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind.
So this was definitely a complete just let's do this and see how it works situation. I used the blue tape because I figured if this did not work out, it'd be really easy to take the blue tape off and change my mind. But I also kind of figured like, okay, I already have these lamps and it's kind of at a point where I might donate them and buy new ones, or I can try this and try and use what I had on hand. And I'd seen a lot of people take like clear vases and give it a like stone paint job on it by using baking soda and acrylic paints. So I really wanted to give that a try, but obviously I needed to cover all the slats and everything. So I figured the blue tape, some of that pink crack filler that you fill in nail holes and stuff like that. And then I went in with, like I said, my baking soda, my paints, and I just played with the colors. I started with one color and then added a couple different ones. The nice thing is I knew it was one of those things that I could really, if I didn't like it in the end, I wasn't going to be stuck with it. I could really play along with it. I did end up really enjoying the way this turned out. It's not the exact like stone look that I was seeing other people get, but I still love that it's the same shape, which was one of the things I loved about these, but just a little bit more like, I don't know. I don't even know, more of a organic, earthy feel to these lamps than they had before.
Lost outside of nowhere, a stormy rain tried to wash away the dream. Staff wanted says a worn outside, and the diner's name is California Dreams. Hey,
However, I will say if this is something you're not too comfortable with, if you're like, I'm just not that artsy to play with these colors and everything, you can buy stone spray paint, and I've used that before and it works so well. That was my other option of if this didn't work, I would buy that stone spray paint and give that a try as well. And yes, I am using cinnamon to give this more of a distressed look. I saw people using like coffee grounds or even literally dirt from like a potted plant. And I saw one person use cinnamon, and I'm like, you know what? Either the coffee grounds or the cinnamon, I feel like would be a really nice touch because one, it just smells good. And two, cinnamon is one of those things that's like a natural bug repellent. So I was like, okay, let's just give this a try. I did play around with it for a while though. Like I put the cinnamon on and then I went in with some more paint and distressed it a little bit. So definitely take your time with it and play around. But now that these curtains were all washed and everything, I did not put them in the dryer. I learned that from one of you guys where you don't ever dry your curtains. You just wash them and let them hang dry in your room. Best hack ever. One, your room is going to smell absolutely amazing, especially since I've been using that Earth Breeze. I used the scented one on these and it smelled so good. So hanging the damp linens with that laundry detergent on it just makes the whole room smell fresh and clean. But also when they dry like this, they'll dry wrinkle free. And I don't know about you, but I hate pulling out my iron or steamer or anything. So if I can get the curtains to dry wrinkle free and everything and not have to put in that extra effort, that is what I'm going for. I'm always looking for the most convenient way to keep my house clean because I need to have a clean house. It's like very important to me. But at the same time, I'm busy between the 4 kids and everything. We are always working on different projects in the house. And then lately also doing my Helping Hand series. There's just always something going on. But this is always the part I am most excited about. Finally able to pull the whole room back together and just really get a feel of it all together. I love this part. It's always one of those things that you may question your design choices when everything is separate, but once you actually see all the pieces pulled together, it makes the biggest difference in the world.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now. Let's move closer to a new history, find out what we can be together. Take my hand and we will conquer the world. This is our final chance. 'Cause one day we'll be looking back at this. We were in a big mess together. But we found a way to choose right from wrong. We found the strength to go on together.
I did decide not to bring the sofa back into our bedroom. I loved having that sofa in the room, but we just didn't use it as much as I originally thought we would. And I like to change things up. So we didn't get rid of the sofa because I might end up using it in the nursery once Athena moves into Freya's bedroom. We have some time before that happens. But currently it's in there, which is nice because I will still often go in her room and work on stuff while she's playing on the floor. And it's nice to have somewhere just to sit. But I wanted to kind of change up this room. It makes this room feel so much bigger not having that sofa. And it just kind of changes it up. It's nice. Sometimes you don't have to buy brand new stuff to really change a space. Sometimes just rearranging what you already have, DIYing what you already have can make that big difference that you're looking for. Now, obviously, we did make some huge changes in this room. The floors being brand new and the paint color, those are some pretty massive changes. But when it came to decor and those things, I really just moved stuff around. I kind of changed where some of the stuff was, DIY'd a couple things, cleaned a couple things. The rug looks brand new, even though it's the exact same rug. And just doing those couple little things completely changed the feel and atmosphere of this room. All right, now for my favorite part, you guys are going to get all the befores and afters. It's so easy, especially when you've been working on a project for days and days, to forget where you started. So I always love these befores and then seeing the after right after. I love the way this space turned out. But if you made it to the end of this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps out my channel. Drop me this emoji down below. And if you are new here, I would love if you would subscribe. But enjoy all of these afters, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.
With you, everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Falling in love. You set my wheels in motion.